Hello, my name is Jared Burchard and this is my Contextual Factors presentation. For my tutoring experience, I went to Granbury. Here is a common house found around Granbury Middle School. A notable location around Granbury is the lake. Pictured here is the dock that is at Granbury Lake. The lake can be seen as a community factor that affects learning because it is a large part of the revenue around Granbury. Pictured here is a church. This could influence student learning because that could mean that they have a background in religion in Granbury. The Hood County Probation Office can also be found in Granbury, providing a sense of security to students who go to school in the area. Pictured here is Mr. Ellis. In Mr. Ellis's classroom, there were 24 students, 14 male and 10 female, all from the ages of 13 and 14. Instructional level of these students was medium to low level, and several of these students did have disabilities. These disabilities ranged anywhere from ADHD, cognitive disabilities, and learning disabilities. These disabilities influenced how Mr. Ellis taught on a daily basis. Because of the different interests, disabilities, and instructional levels of students, Mr. Ellis would often switch up the way that he taught, anywhere from teaching on a whiteboard like he is here to having the students group up in pairs and work on their American Revolution Student Star booklet. Mr. Ellis employed many different instructional methods, whether it be working on a packet individually or in groups, or moving around, getting engaged in the classroom, and doing activities that pertained to the material that they were covering. Every attempt was made in Mr. Ellis's classroom for the information to be presented in many different manners. Here on the smartboard or right here on the packet, information was presented in many different mediums so students who maybe don't learn the same way as others would be able to have the same advantages of learning in the classroom. The reason I have put such an emphasis on Mr. Ellis in this presentation is because I tried to employ many of the things that he does with his entire classroom with my student that he assigned me to. My student, for the sake of this presentation's name, was B. B is very much your typical middle school boy. He enjoys sports and he enjoys hunting and fishing and anything outdoors. B was a very bright student, however he did not really like American history. He had a lot of prior knowledge about it, but he found it boring. Mr. Ellis tried to configure his classroom in a way that was engaging and pleasing to the eye so students would be more excited about American history. Mr. Ellis knew that many students shared the sentiment that history is boring. Because of this knowledge of a student's prior relations to United States history, he attempted in every way to engage his students and make them excited about something that they usually found boring. Because of the many different things that you have to think about when you're planning a lesson, Mr. Ellis told me that it was important to always be prepared. He did this by making sure whatever they were going over for the day was listed in multiple locations across the room. He also kept a running list of the different things that they had gone over in previous lessons. This way students could look upon the list and reflect on what they had learned. Mr. Ellis also kept a section of his whiteboard where he had all of the different content and learning goals for the students. Because of this excellent planning, Mr. Ellis was able to create an all-inclusive lesson. He included anything that anybody with disabilities or differences would need to be able to have a positive learning experience. This concludes my Contextual Factors presentation. This is Jared Burchard, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.